Hi guys, welcome to another video, and today we're going to be looking at the arrangement of electrons in an atom. In our previous video, we noted the two different numbers that each element has. And we said that this top number is the mass number and that this bottom number is the number of protons. But in an atom, the number of protons and electrons are the same. So we want to see how these electrons are arranged. Well, just to point out that the arrangement of electrons in atoms, they're always arranged in what we call energy levels. And you sometimes see in your exam that they're sometimes referred to as shells. And there's a specific rule to how we fill those energy levels or how we fill those shells. Let's use argon as an example. Argon has 18 protons, which means it has 18 electrons. You could be asked to draw the electron diagram for argon. What we would do is we would draw the argon nucleus. And remember, around the argon nucleus, we would have these energy levels or these shells. We always fill the first energy level or the lowest energy level first. This first energy level can fit a maximum of 2 electrons. And we tend to use crosses in chemistry to represent those electrons. So there's my 2 in the first shell. The second shell of argon can hold a maximum number of 8 electrons. So far, we've got 2 electrons in our first shell, and we've got 8 electrons in the second shell. That gives us a total of 10 electrons. We've still got 8 more to draw, and those 8 can fit into the third shell. Now, what about an element different from argon? Let's take a look at a different example and how we might draw the electron diagram for a different element. Let's look at, for example, nitrogen. Okay? Nitrogen has got 7 protons, which tells us it's got 7 electrons. Remembering the rule, we draw our nitrogen nucleus. 2 of those electrons from nitrogen would go into our first shell. We're left with 5 that can fit into our second shell. What's important to note at this point is that the outer shell electrons also tell us what group in the periodic table the element's in. Nitrogen has 5 electrons on the outer shell, telling us that it's in group 5. You could also be asked to give the electron configuration for an element. And that's quite simply done as however many electrons are in the first shell, which is 2, followed by how many electrons are in the next shells, which is 5. I'll do one more example. Let's look at carbon. Carbon is a popular element. We give carbon the chemical symbol C. Again, carbon has 6 protons, which means it has 6 electrons. Remember, following our rule, we draw the carbon nucleus. 2 of the electrons would go in the first shell, and 4 electrons would go in the second shell. Carbon will be found in group 4 of the periodic table because it has 4 electrons in its outer shell. And the configuration for carbon would be 2, 4. Okay guys, thanks for tuning in. Stay in touch for another video.